Hey folks, Kilt-Man here. Kilt-Man, how are we all? Doing well, I hope. Different tartan for you today. This is the Dress Stewart. It's a lovely, nice and bright, kind of clean and vivid. Now, because this is a bit of a lighter one, I still have one of my favourite style of kilt-pin, the fighting battle axe. But this time, it's in black. To contrast against this. So folks, why are we here? Well, let me just get my drink, wet my whistle, and this is cooled boiled water. Captain Healthy, Captain Herbal Life. Take your minds back to 1980. Some of you can't do that. I, however, can. And the dazzling played out in front of the world's TV, in front of the world audience on the world stage. Terrorism. Princess Gate, the Iranian Embassy siege in London. SAS stormed the building. Black-clad commandos caught live on TV. Flashbang grenades abseiling down the side of the building, crashing through windows, fires, machine gun fire, and they saved the day. The SAS have long been well known, but of course, this propelled them to sort of superheroic stature in the eyes of the media and the public alike. It captured the imagination. It was inevitable, I tell you, that a film roughly based around that was going to take place. They used as their sort of stepping off point this by James Follett called The Tiptoe Boys. And the story revolved around, the incident happened in 1980. It's 1981 they made the movie, 1982 it got released. It starred Lewis Collins as an SAS captain called Peter Skellen. Lewis Collins, of course, was from The Professionals, And by the way, Lewis Collins, who's now sadly deceased, he lived down the road from me. I mentioned a little town called Morton in a couple of videos ago, and believe it or not, he lived there. And next door to friends of mine. So hey, small world. And it's gone very bright in here all of a sudden. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut this curtain over because a bit of winter sunshine has intruded in Castle Kilt-Man. So the story revolved around this fictitious terrorist group called the People's Lobby, who are ostensibly after peace, but to obtain peace, they want to fire they want to drop a nuclear bomb on the Holy Loch naval base in Scotland, so they can show the effects of what just one bomb can do. And to do this, they capture the American Embassy and a whole load of state dignitaries and politicians posing, and they're all posing as American airmen who form the band who are going to play at this prestigious event. So, because they've kind of got wind that something's going to happen, the SAS send in deep undercover Captain Peter Skellen. But in order to make his story a bit more convincing, they have him beat the shit out of a German G9 officer, an officer from the US Rangers, who are training with the SAS to learn their tactics. But he beats the crap out of them and then gets drummed out of the SAS, back on the streets, and wanders into a pub where Judy Davis, the great Australian actress Judy Davis, who plays Frankie Leith, who's the ostensible leader of this People's Lobby. She's performing on stage in some kind of, it's very political, and very anti-American sort of rhetoric, and he forms a relationship with her because he's got to, it's his job. And he infiltrates this terrorist group, this cell, learns what they're going to do, but all the while they're checking on him as well, because they don't really believe, like, you're SAS once, aren't you always SAS? So they check on him, find out he's got a wife and daughter, little baby daughter, and they put the frighteners on him. And basically, they hold him hostage as well. You're coming along with us to do this job. We don't fucking trust you, but you're coming along anyway because we need your know-how. So they ambush these American airmen, the band, hold them all hostage, and they all take the clothes. And instead of instruments, they've got Ingrams inside all these instrument cases. And they arrive, they rock up at the American Embassy. And obviously get in there, reveal who they are, murder mayhem ensues, and at the last moment, the American title of the film comes in, with the American title being the final option. So what you've got when police have failed, politics has failed, negotiations have failed, and we now know that there are bodies in there. Well, final option, SAS, go in. And it is a stratospherically, amazingly jingoistic, patriotic, fucking punch the air and want to join the SAS, as I indeed did want to join the SAS. I settled for the Royal Marines, although, in all honesty, I trained and have met many Special Forces operatives, mostly from the SBS, but they're other stories. So I know some of these guys, and I've met guys who actually worked on the Iranian Embassy as well, that actual siege. So, anyway, enough of all that. But this was like a glamorisation of it. Now, to be perfectly honest, I'm trying to think, who directed it? It was Ewan Lloyd who produced it. Ian Sharp directed it, and sorry, I've got IMDb behind there because my memory plays up these days. And they reckon they were given access to behind the scenes of the SAS, and the tagline was "the closest you'll ever know to learning the secrets of the legendary SAS." Well, really, no, you don't. It's a very sort of glamorized version, sensationalized. It's great. It's jingoistic. It's full of action. It's a really tense, violent thriller, because even before the siege there's lots of other little incidents taking place. But what always gets me about this film is that Peter Skellen, this mission he goes on, why does he get court-martialed and drummed out the forces? I'm SAS or nothing. Behind closed doors, because they're all in on it, they know. Why not just say, look, right now, this is what's going to happen. Why beat up those two poor guys who will then return to make his story more convincing, to beat the shit out of him? When he and Judy Davis arrive back at her luxurious Thameside apartment, they're lying in wait and they savagely beat him up. Okay, it's to make it more convincing, but you don't have to almost kill someone to do this. You could just, I don't know, it seems a little bit OTT. Plus, this is a man with a wife, a lovely wife, and a baby daughter, but he ends up shagging Judy Davis. I mean, for Queen and Country, ma'am, I'll do it. I'll shag her. I mean, you're looking at a bit of sort of maybe James Bondian aspect there, going deep undercover and posing as someone else, But anyway, it's great, and it benefits from lots of blood squibs, the use of brilliant MP5s and MP9s, awesome HKs. The terrorists arm themselves with Ingrams, that brilliant little Snake Plissken gun, a bullet-spewing box, a room clearer, and it's just, it's awesome. So when the final siege takes place and the SAS go in, and they do look really good. They've got the exact right gear on, they've got the handcuffs there, the gas masks on, all black commando, nightmarish garb, designed to put the fear of God into your enemies, which it fucking truly does. And of course they're all they've got internal communications. Terrorist, 04 balcony, get him. Terrorist down. Clearing room 5 now. 2 terrorists dead. It's just fucking awesome, absolutely awesome. And realistically as well, when that final siege takes place, it's over within a couple of minutes, as it would be. And it's modelled on the way the SAS lay siege to the Iranian Embassy back in 1980. Apart from one thing, I mean, these guys land on the roof in helicopters and they abseil down the side, the front and the back, flashbangs, take the windows out, confuse the terrorists who are holding all the women and the wives and all the staff at the embassy, and of course all the state dignitaries who are all there. And they storm all these different rooms. They'll use distractions, flashbangs, disorientate the terrorists, and then machine gun them. No fucking prisoners. No, we're going to put you down. Now, in all reality, they don't take prisoners, and they will put as many bullets into that terrorist as they have. They will machine gun them to shreds, to a carcass. Why? Well, the SAS came under a lot of flack for one particular terrorist killing in Gibraltar, anyway, because they put a serious amount of bullets into this guy. But the thing is, you don't know if that guy's got his finger on some kind of release, some kind of detonator. So even dead, he could still hit that and a whole building could go up. You're not going to take that chance. You machine gun that bastard to bits. You blow him the fuck away. You leave nothing. All you can do is shovel it up and mop up the wreckage afterwards. And fucking right on as well. Kilt-Man, anti-terrorist. Fuck yeah! And I would be what when this film come out? 11. It was a double A. You had to be 14 to see it. Double A's in those times were always harder hitting films than the X certificates I found. I used to go and watch them for nothing anyway. I used to see all X-rated movies. And this, you've got Ingrid Pitt, the great Hammer horror queen, Ingrid Pitt, playing this vicious bitch assassin from hell called Helga, who's working with the People's Lobby. She and this other guy lay siege to Peter Skellen's house in London and hold hostage the copper he was guarding outside and his wife and baby to make sure that he does the fucking job and stays on side for them. And I tell you what, she only takes out Peter Skellen's contact on the bus with this horrible poison toxic spray which leaves him well, he dies obviously. And then because the poor baby is crying, she goes, shut that fucking kid up. Do it. Shut that. If you don't shut that kid up, I'll do it myself. And they end up having a big fucking fight. And Helga is one terrifying, monstrous fucking bitch. She-wolf. But Ingrid Pitt is truly amazing in the role. You know, the big cleavage, bodice wearing, gothic horror queen, Countess Dracula, the vampire lovers. Yeah, you all know her. Of course you do. I've met her at Comic Cons and various movie memorabilia fairs. Her and the great Caroline Munro used to be a double act together, but sadly Ingrid's now gone. And a sad loss it is too. But she is tremendous in this, really terrifying harridan. But of course, in a great sequence, the SAS have got in next door and they put listening devices and optical devices so they can see what's happening. And the copper who's been beaten up and he's chained to the banister, he sees this and starts coughing to arrange distractions. They line up explosives in a circle, 9mm Brownings, blow the wall at a given moment, just when Helga's about to kill the mother and daughter, and quick shine torches on into them in the pitch black. The power cut, just cut the power, torches on him, 2 shots, and the other guy, 2 shots, double tapped, right there, fucking yeah, down they go, quick as a flash. It's brilliant. The one rather daft tactic I don't like about the final siege, when the helicopters begin to land and they're saying, you've got the great John Dutein. He's a wonderful actor. He used to be in a lot of British TV. He's in a lot of real good drama. Stage actor as well, John Dutein. He plays Rod, who is the sort of lieutenant for the People's Lobby. And these guys realise, look, oh shit, we're a couple of dumb bastards, because you've got Richard Widmark as this American senator, and they browbeat these terrorists. They talk to Frankie Lee, they talk to Rod, and they talk them down. You really think firing a nuclear weapon at that base is going to cause world peace? You're out of your fucking mind, lady. And it's just, have you ever read your history books? And it's brilliant. And Judy Davis as Frankie Lee could have realised, shit, we are fucked up. We're a couple of dumb bastards, she says to because she's playing an American, she says to Rod. But anyway, the helicopters land, and they ask Skellen, who the fuck are they? It's are Downing Street's arriving. What are they doing? They're just aerial reconnaissance. Yeah, they're going to just talk to you. Nothing's happening. What about the SAS? Oh, they're on standby, of course. They knew right from the word go, but they're not here yet. Don't worry about them. Of course, the SAS have just landed. They're on the fucking roof, and you've got great moments as well of real ITN news crews are there, and I think it's Martin Lewis, who was a newscaster, playing himself, obviously, and he's there, and all of a sudden, a helicopter roars overhead, and they all look up like that. And this is the most stratospherically stupid moment, but it doesn't look great. 2 black-garbed SAS men are hanging from ropes from the bottom of this helicopter, which then flies directly at the embassy and the two top windows where there's a whole bunch of people being held, and these guys crash through the windows. Basically, you'd have seen these guys coming and just gone, bye bye, you know, and took them down. But hey, it does look great. And the rest of the siege, as I said before, where the SAS stormed the building, is very good, very well acted, very well choreographed, very quick. Not too flashy when it comes down to it. It's quick and it's immediate. And they grab all the hostages and they are fucking rough. They're throwing them down the stairs, which is what they do. Because you don't know who is who. And you're going to fucking find out. Because as he learned from the Iranian Embassy, a couple of the terrorists actually did try to get involved with all the hostages being led out, and then were pointed out, turned over. Fuck you. Game over. And Lewis Collins is tremendous in this role. He's aggressive, he's quick. This guy could have been Bond. He really could have been Bond. Sadly, after this and The Professionals, he went into a lot of Euro thrillers like Commando Leopard and Wild Geese 2. They weren't very good, you know, and he lent a bit of quality to them, but he deserved far, far better than what he got there. But he's wonderful in this, and like the best sequence, because he's used a light and used Morse code to the guys outside. He knows they're there, arrange SAS break-in for whatever time it is, like synchronises his watch, and they're watching him, you know, and they know that they can't really trust him, but they still need his expertise. And then right on time, he looks at this. He's in the big dining room where most of the American politicians are being held, and there's 3 guards in there. Like when he walks down, checks his watch, and it's just beautiful the way it's so well done. And the guy's just stood there like that, the guard, and he goes, "Fuck off!" Hits him. Down he goes, but grabs his gun at the same time, takes out that guy, does a roll to avoid the shots fired from the other terrorist, leaps up, shoots him, doesn't forget about the guy he just fucking clothesline, turns around, blows him away, and his body skittles down the room across the wooden floorboards, his back blown out. Fucking yeah. And he says to one of the the MPs, the senators and politicians, "You grab that gun. Any of these bastards coming in, you kill them." Because they now realise, yeah, you're on our side. There's been a little bit of sort of like a little nod, wink sort of thing. You know, yeah, I'm really with you guys. And he then joins the SAS and they try and hunt down all these terrorists who are all in different parts of the building, and it's fucking awesome. But when he gets recognised and he meets some of his former squad, you know, and he's like, "Fuck me, it's nice to be recognised." He says, "Skellen, you alright?" "Yeah, Steve, I'm starving." "Seen the girl? Anyone seen the girl?" Meaning Frankie Leith. And he goes, "No." He goes, "Right, boys, on me." Ah, poster boy, pure image. He's in his sort of, he's in the American Airman's uniform, and he's flanked by his SAS team, all in the black. 2, one either side of him, a couple behind him, and they run down this corridor, leaping over overturned furniture, leaping over bodies. The camera is in front. They're following the camera, but the camera's at ground level looking up at them, and it's just such a fucking great image with this music playing. Right, folks, I'm going to turn it up now. This is Roy Budd's score to Who Dares Wins, and it's jazzy, bold. There's a synth in there, there's drum pads in there, but there's guitars in there, real good percussion. And it's got this kind of real sort of bellicose flavour to it. Listen. This is the main theme. I gotta say to you, Harry, you throw one hell of a party. This is at the end when the senators are stood there. Just blasted remnants of the embassy. I think Snake would approve. How catchy is that? Balaclava on. In the helicopter. Got all your stuff, all your gear. You're locked and loaded. You're flying in. You've got this. I'm going to turn up even more. Roy Budd did loads of British 70s thrillers. He even did Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. And it's a weird sort of score he gave for that. Very atypical for him. It's just driving, isn't it? We're gonna kill terrorists. And we're gonna have fun doing it. Yeah. Bit of piano. Jazzy. Has the piano ever sounded more macho? Of course, when Skellen finally does encounter Frankie, he just comes out of the door. They've just done a few room clearances, and she comes out of another door. And Skellen, instead of turning the gun round, he just turns around. Because the idea is, folks, whatever contact you're in, your eyes follow the gun. The gun moves first. Whatever you react to, the gun goes first, and you follow the gun. And he doesn't. She comes out the door, and he's just cleared that room there. She comes out, and he looks, and there she is, and he freezes because he's formed a little bit of an attachment to her. Again, the Queen and Country, sir. And one of the other guys comes up, just, and she gets held back on this rope through a door, literally fucking blown to bits. And he goes, "Slowing down, little Peter. Come on, man, move your ass." And he just, because he's like, "Oh, fuck," you know. But then he encounters Rod. Rod's at one of the windows, and all the these senators are being led out, and he's got an Ingram. His shots aren't going to reach from there, but hey, doesn't matter. And he's like that. He's aiming the Ingram out the window like that. And Skellen, Lewis Collins, comes into the doorway. Rod! Body flies out the window, hits the deck. Fucking great. Fucking great. I love it. It's a nice bit of music as well. This is where the poor American Ranger and the German GSG-9 officer go on this little exercise in lovely countryside. A little walk in the hills, says the SAS commander, who's the least believable character in the entire fucking movie. But Colonel Hadley. And it's today's exercise will take the form of a cross-country pursuit. You two will be the hares, Captain Skellen and his team will be the dogs. And the chase across open country will culminate at the top of that, and he points to the fucking mountain over there. If you don't get there in time, you're going to have a longer walk back, he says now. And of course, you follow this is the music playing, you follow the GSG-9 man and the American Ranger up the hills. They think they're making good time. They get up there, and of course, Skellen and his men are already there. And they hood him up, tie their hands behind their back, beat the fuck out of him. And then this is what I don't know why they do that, because it's making Skellen must know what he's doing, and but it's men, and like they can see they're thinking, we shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong. And one of his men is the great Nick Brimble. Nick Brimble, who's played Frankenstein's monster. He was in the great SAS True Life SAS story of Andy McNabb. Well, we say True Life. It's the one that got away. He's in that, and anyway, it's a great drama, if not particularly accurate, I'm afraid. And he's also in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. He's Little John. Wonderful little babby. I've got a little babby here. But he's a big man. And I used to always be afraid of this fella. You used to see him in lots of like tough TV dramas and thriller movies from that period. And I saw him in this with his woolly commando fucking noddy hat on his DPMs, a big fucking SLR, and he looked really frightening to me. But I've since seen him in so many things, and he's such a lovely, great actor. Get on this. catchy is that? Okay, let's see what we got it. This music here is actually as the SAS are flying in, and the American Rangers try to offer them Chewie. You know, anyone want Chewie? And they go like, no, I've got a fucking balaclava on, man, you dickhead.
No. 6,000 feet up, as for the Chewie. Said no. Negatory. Prepare. Bubba bubba.
Let's play this now. This is great suspenseful stuff. This from Roy Blood. This is where the terrorists, ambush the bus carrying the American Air Force band. Yeah, but someone rides out on the horse, gets thrown from the horse, the bus stops. They come out to assist. They fucking storm on, take all these guys off. Like, I think they kill a couple as well. I can't quite remember now. I'm sure someone dies there. And take them to this farmhouse, this big barn, take their identities and their uniforms and all that. But then they rock up at the embassy. And it's just, of course, where the fuck have you guys been? Well, can you believe it? And it's John Duttine as Rod, and he in this American accent, but he puts on, he goes, can you believe it? We got lost. Yeah, fucking hurry up, they're waiting for you. So in they go, and they get led through the embassy while this music's playing, and it's a great long shot, very tense, because you know who they are. And this prim and proper sort of butler is leading them, very fucking Downton Abbey, is leading them down the corridors and that. It's just fucking great. You've got another British stalwart called Tony Osoba, who was in Space 1999, and he's one of the terrorists. He hides in this little sort of lobby alcove, and he sees, Skellen. He gets it wrong. He says, it comes out the wrong name. Don't know if that's actually a mistake in the script or a mistake in the actual performance. Either way, it doesn't matter. I think he goes something like, Tony, what's happening? And Skellen just turns around and goes, and he gets fucking blown through these two glass doors. And then, quick as a flash, Lewis Collins as Skellen ejects that magazine, puts a whole new one on, and the Ingram carries on. And the way he holds it as well, it's fucking great. Me and my mates, when we saw this, we come out the flicks, the old Phoenix Cinema in Wallasey Village. The Phoenix will rise again from its ashes. And we're running along people's garden walls. I was doing commando fucking dives into people's lawns and gardens, going through hedges. We thought we were little SAS men. Little dickheads, basically. Little flower-wrecking dickheads. Queen and country, Mom. Queen and country. That's actually a chase from earlier on, where Skellen realises he's being followed, he's being tailed. He's already part of the people's lobby now, but he knows that this other guy doesn't trust him, so they've been following him. But he gives him the slip, leaps onto a river boat on the Thames. It's fucking great. So it's all very tense, catchy. There's a great beat to it. But it has these shivering moments of suspense. Just a great score, electrifying score. I love this stuff. It's also a little bit reminiscent of what Francis Monkman did for the wonderful movie, The Long Good Friday. I'm going to cover that too, and its music. Francis Monkman's score for that. Bob Hoskins. We'll get onto that another time. But similar sort of thing. You're coming out of the 70s, you're going into the 80s. So you'd had punk bands, you'd had pop music, you'd had jazz, lounge, you'd had all sorts of stuff. Very middle of the road, laid back stuff. And you're having electro coming in as well. Funk, disco was still around. But the New Romantics and the post-punk movement was going to come in. And this music sort of sits on that little gap between the pop and the punk and the post-punk and the independent, and it's great, just great stuff. And in the last couple of minutes, we're gonna fucking go back to, you knew I'd do this. much of that sizzle. Earworm. I've got you. I just love this. Listen in the background. Very 70s, that wow, wow, wow thing. Folks, the kilted SAS. The one thing that will make the SAS even tougher and more fearsome is kilts. Obviously, Kevlar lined kilts with lots of ammo clips. Imagine abseiling in a kilt. The enemy would indeed be petrified if they saw my secret weapon crashing through a window. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it there because it's going to cut out. Always takes crackerjack timing on my videos. So, keep it real. Stay out of American embassies. Stay safe. Stay happy. Have fun, y'all. Now, remember, who dares wins. And I'm going to see y'all later. Slowing down a little, Peter.